Hi everybody! Today I thought I'd continue on this cultural differences train, and today I'm gonna talk about dating. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with dating because we in Sweden do not date at all. By that I mean in the sense that we don't go up to someone and ask them if they want to go on a date with us and then do the dinner and movie thing. I actually found this post on a thread called Swedish Problems on Reddit, and I thought I'd read it to you. So I'm sorry if I'm looking away because I have my computer over here and that's where the text is. So it says, as far as I can tell, there are two typical methods of dating. Method 1. Step 1. You go out and sleep with someone. Step 2. If you both like it, you may meet up again a week or two later. 3. This continues on irregularly until one of the parties refers to the other one as their boyfriend or girlfriend. Method 2. Step 1. You're good friends with someone. Step 2. Over 2 or 3 years, you both begin to find a mutual romantic connection. Step 3. You both discuss this with mutual friends. Step 4. Eventually you both get drunk enough to go home and sleep with that person and consider yourself a couple after this. This person also wrote a rule for both of these, and that rule is, at no point will feelings or wants be discussed. And honestly, this is so accurate, which is kind of weird, but we're very used to it over here, so... Although I would add that in method 1, either person is allowed to just disappear if they feel that they've gotten in way over their head. And there's nothing you can do about it. So since I don't have a lot of experience in dating in Sweden, I'm going to tell you a story about my friend. This story would fall under method 1. They knew each other from high school but hadn't actually spoken. Later on they met at a party and you know the rest. And it took them 2.5 years to refer to each other as boyfriend and girlfriend. 2.5 years! And no one thought that was weird. During this time they didn't meet other people, they were basically a couple, but they refused to say that they were a couple. Another thing that is very common in Sweden is dating your friend's exes. Now, I know that this is like very taboo in a lot of cultures, but in Sweden it's very common. I personally don't think I could date my friend's ex, but it is very common. I actually know a lot of people who are currently dating people who their best friend used to date before, and everyone's cool with it. So, leaving Sweden and moving to Korea, I'm going to tell you about dating in Korea. So dating in Korea is very intense. There are blind dates, group dates, couple holidays, famous dating spots, and you're supposed to do all of this. In Korea, you're like expected to have a partner, and if you don't have one, it's like, what are you even doing with your life? People strive to be in a relationship, so things in Korea move very quickly. So I'm going to tell you one of my stories with dating in Korea. At this point, we had only been in Korea for about 2 months, and I had gotten my phone stolen. So I would have to walk around with Ida 24/7, as if we don't just do that anyways. And we were outside of a club a Saturday night, and 2 guys walked up to us and they were like, "Hi, where are you from? You're pretty. Do you want to hang out with us?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." We at that time spoke very, very little Korean, and they didn't speak English at all. But with a little bit of alcohol in our systems, that was no problem. A couple of days later, one of the guys texted Ida and wanted to talk to me. So we texted a bit through Ida's phone until I got my phone like a week later. So he asked me out on a date, and I freaked out because I had never been on a date before. So anyways, we met up, we went to the movies, we had dinner, and everything was like fine. It wasn't amazing, it was fine. And later in the evening, his friend called him and asked him to hang out or something, and he replied with, "I can't, I'm on a date with my girlfriend." And I was like, what? On the outside I was like but on the inside I was like, what the hell? Like, this is our first date. We met a week ago. Now, I did not speak a lot of Korean at the time, but I knew enough to understand I am with my girlfriend. And I was like, what do you mean I'm your girlfriend? This is way too fast for my Swedish heart. So we dated for about 2 weeks until I gathered up the courage to actually break up with him because he wasn't a guy that I was really interested in. I just thought I would go on a date with him and see if I liked him or not, but he had made that decision for me and we were now a couple. That is not very common, by the way. I I broke up with him because, newsflash, we couldn't communicate at all. I didn't speak enough Korean and he didn't speak enough English for us to be able to work this out somehow. So I ended up texting him this super long message in English because I didn't speak Korean. I don't think he 100% understood what was going on, but he understood that I wanted to break up with him and he got pretty upset. I mean, we've been dating for 2 weeks, come on. So basically, after you break up with someone in Korea, there is a very short recovery period until you're thrown out into the dating world again because you're supposed to be in a relationship. And I'm going to be honest, dating in Korea as a foreigner is not easy. You will be used a lot because unfortunately there are a lot of guys who just want to date a foreigner for a very short period of time before they settle down with a Korean girl or a Korean guy. There is also this term that you might have heard of, which is riding the white horse, which it's pretty self-explanatory, and if you don't understand, you can Google it. So please be careful out there, especially if you're using dating apps and the profile like says want to meet foreign friends, because that's usually a red flag. So I've dated a lot of douches in Korea. I've dated guys who've cheated on me. I've dated guys who cheated on their girlfriends with me without my knowing. And I've dated guys who've ghosted me completely, only to show up a year later and then ghost me again. And this went on for a while, just dating douche after douche, until I found my ex, which I met on Tinder. And he is, or was, I don't know anymore, a very innocent guy. He actually thought Tinder was to find friends. So that's how we met, and we texted for about a month before we actually met. We actually became a couple on our very first date, which was on Valentine's Day. Not this year though. He actually asked me if I wanted to be his girlfriend, which is usually how things go in Korea. One of the people in the relationship will ask the other person if they want to be a couple. So he asked me if I wanted to be his girlfriend, and I said yes. So what do you do now when you're in a serious relationship in Korea? Now starts all of the dating holidays. There is Valentine's Day, there is White Day, there is Wine Day, there is Kiss Day, there is Hug Day, there is Rose Day, there is your 100 days of being a couple, and many, many, many more. And you're supposed to celebrate all of them. And that can start being kind of expensive after a while. So my ex actually turned out to be a complete trash can too, because he decided to break up with me through text, not even a call, when I was out of the country in the middle of the night, because he didn't even take the time difference into consideration. So since things go very fast in Korea, he had a new girlfriend seriously a couple of weeks after that we'd broken up. And we were together for a while. So I mean, yay for him. So in conclusion, dating can be very complicated, especially for Swedes. So my question for you is, what is a perfect date in your opinion? Leave that in the comments below, and also I want to hear your worst dating nightmare stories and also your best dates. Leave that in the comments below as well, and as usual, comment, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications to get notified whenever we post a new video, and I will see you next time. Hearts for you, because dating.
We moved to another place to shoot, and this time we were gonna be inside of this like red sports car situation, and we were in the back seat and the attaché actor was the one driving the car. The camera was on a crane like above our heads. They had to first figure out in what position we should be sitting in the car so you could see both of us, and you know, it looked